What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. And tonight, we're gonna talk about Queen Sugar Season 4, Episode 10. This is the recap. I'm trying to focus on the key points. If I missed anything, make sure you leave it down below. But you guys leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Let's start it, man. Now, this episode starts off with Nova. She's at Aunt Vi's diner, and she's trying to, make peace with Aunt Vi. She's trying to squash everything. And of course, Aunt Vi is still pissed off, telling Nova that, what she did was wrong. Nova, says sorry, apologizes over and over. Aunt Vi, it's going to take a little bit more time for her to settle in with Nova. I think eventually everything will be okay. But as of right now, Aunt Vi ain't having it. She's not going for none of Nova's stuff. She's still upset about what Nova did as far as that book. Now in this episode, we're going to be getting Charlie and Nova, two sisters, once again hanging out like the old times. They want to get things off their chest. This little trip, man, that they took, it was crazy because they was able to get a lot of things off their chest. Nova was explaining to Charlie about Remy and why she went at Remy, and she also said sorry for not talking to Charlie first. And that was her big mistake, not talking to her first. I mean, they both had issues. Nova talked about how Charlie was treating her back when they was younger and stuff like that. Moral to the story, the two became closer and they learned a lot about each other, because there was some things that they didn't know about each other and they still don't know. So hopefully this relationship can start building back up, which I think it will in the future. Now, we get to Darla's friend, and she's in town. And this is one of the girls Darla was kicking it with a whole lot. I believe it was in D.C. And this girl lets Darla know the night, or I guess the night that Blue was conceived, Darla pretty much was out of it. I mean, she was out of it. So she didn't really give consent on what really happened. Darla learns that, damn, she was out of it. It comes to find out she was raped the whole time, and not just by one dude, two dudes. Based on this story, Darla was out of it, man. She didn't give no type of consent. This right here, this trigger right here pushed Darla over the limit. She could not hold it anymore. This was it right here. She's been trying so hard ever since this book came out to hold it together. She's fought last episode to hold it together, but learning this truth, that's a scary thing. You don't want to be raped. That's something very serious. Now Darla goes to the bar, and like I told you guys, this time she can't hold it. She taking shot after shot after shot. She has relapsed. Seems like her friend, or so-called friend, was right, and he took himself out of that situation because he didn't want to risk relapsing himself. But Darla is going through it this episode, and it's getting very serious for her. Now, also in this episode, we see your boy Micah, and he's hanging out with Blue. He's watching Blue, and they were having a little fun day. Now, Micah makes some crucial mistakes, in my opinion, and I ain't trying to be too hard on him, but he lets Blue go to the bathroom. As soon as Blue goes to the bathroom, Micah turns around. He turns his back towards Blue. Now we find out that Ant will be getting out based on this text. But Micah, why would you instantly turn your back? As soon as he turned around, Blue was out of there. He was gone. He couldn't find him, which caused a lot of drama that could have been prevented. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this stuff could have been prevented, even if Micah approached it in a different way. Now, I know this officer was very aggressive, what he was saying. And the officer was able to find Blue, because Blue was lost wandering around. But Micah, as soon as he saw Blue in the cop car, he ran and he was stopped. Now, instead of just giving the ID, he started arguing with the guy, you know what I'm saying? And that's the first mistake. Knowing and as being as aware as Micah is on what police do to black men in America, you would think Micah would be like, look, all right, I'm going to give you my ID, boom, boom, boom. I'm not saying the officer is 100% right. He didn't have to grab for his gun, but I feel like Micah, his awareness on what's going on in this country should be at a high level, and he should know not to question the cop. The dude asked for the ID, just hand him the ID. No use to arguing, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, Blue was in you was watching Blue and he got away from you. You see what I'm saying? Micah, you could have just walked up, talked to the officer, didn't argue, gave him your ID. If he still had an attitude, so be it. But the last thing you want to do is argue with a police officer because you want to give him a reason to pop your ass. And yes, that's why I'm a little bit hard on Micah this episode. He should have been a little bit more smarter, in my opinion. The officer, what he did was wrong, man. He shouldn't have grabbed for his gun. But we talking about America, man. Y'all already know how it is. It's rough. Excuse me. Now we get to Darla, and she's towed up to the flow up. She's looking for Blue. She's at the wrong park. Fortunately, Unvi finds her and, pretty much rescues her and takes her back to her spot. Now, Darla is out of it. She's resisting, she's drunk, and Unvi knows this is very serious. She knows Darla needs some attention and she needs some help. And it's really only a few people that can help Darla, and really one person for real that can get her back on track that I've seen in this series, and that's Ralph Angel. Now she calls Ralph Angel, gets his help because Darla needs to tell him something, and Darla pretty much told Unvi this story already about her pretty much being raped. She did not give any consent the night Blue was conceived by two different dudes, and pretty much she was raped, and it was sad. You know what I'm saying? It was very sad, and Darla is going through a whole lot of trauma. And of course, Rob Angel, he's there to support like always. He tells Darla she doesn't need to be sorry. She's getting through this, and she needs to continue to fight. We're not going to give up now, no matter what. And he's going to continue to take care of Blue like he's his real son, no matter what. That's what he's going to do. So the boy Ralph Angel has been here since day one. Now we get Deja. She's texting, or not texting. She's calling Ralph Angel. He's not answering. So there's going to be some issues because she's going to know what was going on. He's going to explain to her what was going on, and it may cause some drama. But we know Darla, based on her actions, she really wants to be with Ralph Angel. She wanted him to stay. You can see it. She's touching all on him and stuff. Darla wants Ralph Angel, and to be honest, she probably needs him, man. She needs him, especially at this time of her life, going through the stuff that she's going through with this book. And as I told you guys before in the past, this book has affected Darla the most out of all the characters, in my opinion, because her behavior, everything she's doing mentally, is getting to her. Her actions, what I'm saying? This is one thing she didn't want to do, and that's relapse, and she has done it. What is she going to do now? Will it get worse or will it get better? Hopefully for Darla, it does get better. She gets the help that she really needs. And what type of friend was that? You know what I'm saying? Her friend talking about she watched her get dragged up the stairs. Like, you let him. I mean, I know that Darla, I understand her friend said Darla and the dude was kissing and all that shit. But when he dragged you up the stairs, you was unconscious. Like, what type of friend is that? You know what I'm saying? I would have beat that. Look, Darla should have laid hands on girl. You know what I'm saying? She should have been like, so you sit up there and watch him do it? You know what I'm saying? I'm unconscious and you watched them drag me up the stairs and you didn't think nothing of it? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. So she needs to check who she's hanging around with. And also, I still don't understand why Darla even went and had lunch with the girl. She knew she was trouble. You know what I'm saying? The girl was drinking all in her face, even knowing that Darla is trying to stay clean. She's not a true friend at the end of the day. She did it because she's greedy and she's selfish, in my opinion. Darla does not need to be around that girl, and it's a sad story. But hopefully everything ends right by the end of the season and Darla gets her head back on track. But you guys let me know what you thought about tonight's episode. It was a solid episode. Can't wait for the next one. But keep supporting your boy, and I will continue to bring you more content in the future. But it's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.